on Get Up, Let's Play fill-in-the-blank NBA style. Game 5. J.J. Williams, the winner of tonight's game between the Cavs and Pistons will be...
I'm going to take the Cavs.
No, you're not. You're going to take the Pistons.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
I'm going to take the Pistons.
That's what you said
this morning, and you told me it was going to be the Pistons.
Oh, well, yeah, Pistons at home.
You like the Pistons to win tonight at
Let's
home.
clarify that.
And take control of the series.
I do like the Pistons to take control of the series tonight.
Was that a
They'll win at
Jedi
home.
mind trick, Greeny? Was that
The
what that was?
Cavaliers-
I want to keep Greeny on his toes.
I just have it written down. The Cavaliers have not won a road game and not lost a home game so far in their postseason run.
So far.
Tonight feels like a critical game. Alan, like coming to you as you know the Knicks better than anybody. The Knicks should want to play which team in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, now this answer is the Cavs.
Yes.
And here's why. You're watching it right now. They are a high turnover team. Number 2 in the playoffs in turning the ball over. Number 1 in giving away points off turnovers. The Knicks in this 7-game run, 20 points per game off turnovers is a huge part of what they've done to help turn things around. They thrive on it. That is a weakness for the Cavs that they can exploit.
I have my segments mixed up.
Yes.
That's on me. Yeah.
You had my
That's all good. And then I want to bring PJ in here because when we did this fill in the blank, the question for him was the Knicks can win the title if what happens? And you actually gave us 3 individual things, and they all have to do with Karl Anthony Towns. So let's start with he needs to be a triple threat on offense.
Triple threat on offense. To me, Kyle, if he stays focused on offense, I really think that the Knicks will be able to get through everything, right?
Yeah.
And when I say everything, I mean
Show us what you're seeing
him
here.
being assertive on offense, right? Making plays, him not turning the ball over,
Yeah.
him being aggressive every single play. And what was the second one?
Yeah, the
Defense.
second one is stay in front defensively on
Stay in
top
front on
coverage.
defense, of course. Stand in front on defense, stand down on pump fakes, not getting dumb fouls, being really assertive in his call commandments, right? What I mean.
Yeah.
You call left, being on the left side of the screen, being on the left side, and not being on the right side. I'm making a call before you get there. Jay, you know about that.
like, yeah.
And then Jay's a point guard. He
The
knows
third
about
one
that.
is staying out of foul trouble.
And the third one is staying out of foul trouble. If he stays out of foul trouble, plays the minutes he's supposed to play, be out there instead of guys off the bench in those critical moments where he's been on the bench in a lot of those games.
There are
I like the
moments
Knicks.
when watching him, as an admitted fan of the team, there are moments of watching him, he seems to take unnecessary fouls. Is that something that you think the team feels, and is that what can one
tell
do
the
about
truth,
it? Look,
PJ.
you get fouled.
Yeah, I mean-
Players are going to get in foul trouble sometimes playing against other great bigs, etc. There are times he gets fouls a long way away from the basket, other things that you look at and you say to yourself, why would you do that in a game like this?
I know. I used to think that until I played with him, and Carl was like size 20 shoes, and like sometimes it's just like kind of clumsy fouls where he gets, and then some of them are just like kind of bonehead fouls where he just, wrong place, wrong time, or frustration from a play before sometimes. But either way, I need him to stay out of all that, stay on the floor, and keep being as good as he needs to be.
I want to talk about the Knicks a minute. You were on this team last year, went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Very disappointing loss against a really good Indiana team that obviously went on and played 7 games in the championship series. What do you think is different about this Knicks team this year?
Oh, Jay, we were talking about earlier, callous. That losing callous, man. You got to go through it. Last year was tough, losing to Indiana. Thought we were going to make the finals, didn't. I think everybody grew. When you watch this team now, the bench has been great all year. JB's JB, Cat's Cat, OG stepped up. I just feel like that callous and that know-how, now they've got to that point, and I just like the Knicks, man.
Alan, you're around them every single day. Does it feel different this season than it did during these? They've had pretty good postseason runs the last 2 years.
Last year felt like when the Celtics series ended, that was the accomplishment of knocking off the team that really
100%.
felt like that was the dragon you had to slay. And then that game 1 bounce against the Indiana Pacers, just suddenly now you're on your heels, and they never could recover from that incredible bounce and blowing that lead they had in game 1. This year, there's a much different attitude coming out of that sweep against the Sixers. Not a sense of accomplishment whatsoever. A sense of, okay, we're back where we left off last year, and now we understand where we are. There's a much different calm around this team and a perspective that is exactly what you said, PJ. It's the calluses, it's the losses, it's the buildup of knowing this is the window. This might be the time.
Here's an interesting point because I'm in agreement with both you guys that I think the Knicks are favorable to come out of the East. But one of the things people don't often talk about is if they play their next game on Sunday, Like that's 7 days off.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, if Detroit and Cleveland go to a game 7,
yes,
then that's 9 days because they wouldn't play until Tuesday. That's a lot of. When do you ever have 7, 8, 9 days off?
Does it
for the
start
course
working
of a regular
against
season?
the team?
Yes,
I mean, you always
because
want rest over rust.
Because they're on an absolute bender with how they're shooting from the outside, how they're playing, what that rhythm is. I'm not saying they can't get back to that, but we might see a different team that might have to win in a very alternative way.
They were so hot. I mean, at some point, maybe you don't want to take your foot off the gas. So that could wind up working against them. We'll see. There's one other thing I think that needs to be brought up here in this conversation. It kind of breaks my heart to do it because I love the man. You know, Coach Tibbs was there last year, and he worked here on our desk. I admit to being completely biased when it comes to him because he worked with us for a couple of years before he went to the Knicks, and I love him. But this team does feel deeper. It does feel as though he plays other guys more. That does feel different in the way Mike Brown has coached this team than the way Tibbs did.
Yeah, and I think it shows. I mean, we got to the end of the year last year. You know, if you're around the team, there was a lot of complaining about that, about the minutes, the workload throughout the season. Now we're in the playoffs. Guys were tired. And I think now you see more of the bench. You see more of him going way deeper in the bench this year, and I think it's showing.
What you're also seeing is they're winning by an average of 19.4 points per game. Starters aren't playing in the fourth quarter in a lot of these games, so the minutes aren't there for that reason too.
But also, PJ, what you're not seeing is this.
Yeah.
Meaning, like you're not seeing Jalen Brunson with the ball for 14, 15 seconds. You're seeing the ball move around and slipping. Karl Anthony Towns at the top of the key. You know, granted, no ball pressure by Joel Embiid, making plays. Like the ball just has energy, which obviously has been translating to them knocking down shots from the outside. Movement, Jalen Brunson's movement to off the ball is probably one of the best things I've seen this entire year. You know how hard that is to do? The effort it takes to play off the ball and still hunt your shot.
Learning that Steph Curry kind of offense off the ball, setting screens. That's not easy to do, but he does it. And I'm just one last thing to add to the long break. This is like a mini camp. Pat Riley would probably have them somewhere, like in Santa Barbara, like he did with the Lakers back in '89, and have them in a mini camp to get them away from New York. But what this buys time right now is something Mike Brown said. What we found with this offense, there's more layers to it that if we had a training camp, we could add to it.
Yeah.
Well, they've got that opportunity right now to put more things into an offense they've stumbled upon that no one's seen yet.
And OG Anunoby has plenty of time to
that
rest.
too.
Which feels like, look, if you're the Knicks, I hate to say it this way, if not now, when? It couldn't be.
We're saying that all year.
For the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks fans have been waiting 50.
Pistons tonight in Detroit, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Detroit took game one of the series, 111-101. Pistons snapped a 12-game losing streak against the Cavs in the playoffs, which was tied for the longest by any team against a single opponent in NBA history. Game two, at home, also going to the Pistons, 107-97. Cade Cunningham had 25 points and 10 assists. Tobias Harris added 21 points and 7 boards. It was the Pistons' 5th straight playoff win. Then the series moved to Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell, 35 points and 10 boards to help the Cavs grab their first win of the series, 116-109. Cleveland ended the game on a 12-5 run with James Harden scoring 7 of the final 12. And in game 4, Spida went off. 43 points, 39 in the second half. 112-103. Cavs even the series at 2 games apiece. Those 39 second-half points were tied for the most points in a playoff half in NBA history. We now welcome back that man, Kendrick Perkins, to SportsCenter as we preview this Game 5 matchup tonight. Let's start with Donovan Mitchell. Huge in Game 4 at home with those 39 points in the second half. Do you see any way Spida can continue that on the road in Detroit?
You're damn right he can. Right now, he's in his bag like he got fries at the bottom, and I'm talking about waffle fries. And this is the Spida Mitchell that the Cleveland Cavaliers need. He's not waiting and trying to get others involved. No, he needs to be in full-out attack mode. The Cleveland Cavaliers are over when it comes to winning road games, and superstars have to be superstars on the road. Over the last 2 games, he has been playing like an all-NBA player. That has to carry over tonight. And most importantly, Kenny Atkinson has done a great job of finding and searching out mismatches, whether it's been Duncan Robinson or Tobias Harris, and giving him the space so that he could attack those guys and get downhill and get into his bag and score a lot of buckets.
Waffle fries confirm the GOAT of all fry cuts. Perk, as you kind of pointed out there, the way to bet the series is look at who's at home. Every home team has won and covered every game. That's why I like the Pistons laying the 3.5 against the Cavs tonight. I'm curious if you think this trend continues.
Look, Tyler, I like the Pistons as well tonight, but I do have concerns.
Okay.
The concerns are, number one, Cade Cunningham looked exhausted. The Cavs are doing an excellent job of sending double teams at him, putting him in multiple actions for as sending multiple bodies. And right now, with him having to carry the majority of the load, we're starting to see him wear down a little bit. Also, Jalen Duren, can someone tell him that the playoffs have started? I know he's going through his growing pains. I know he's still trying to find himself, find his rhythm. The scouting report gets a lot thicker and bigger when it comes to scouting him, but he has to deliver and give them something defensively and offensively.
Kendrick Perkins in his bag this morning on